All right, today's plan is to soften all the corners by hand, get this thing branded, and get it oiled. All right, quick mail call here. I just got this set of Sheppard brackets in the mail, and these are for floating shelves. And basically I have to redo the mounts on this set of white oak shelves I did for a local client. His bar area just wanted some floating shelves for liquor bottles. We put some recesses in there, which he had LED light strips in. So basically what happened is these hover brackets, and I was influenced to try these out. A couple friends recommended them, said they were easy. I've always used these Sheppard brackets. I'm not sponsored by them. I've always bought them. I bought these, I bought those. 6 months later, after getting these up, client called me back. Basically the shelves were kind of just starting to wobble on the wall, under the weight of the liquor bottles. They didn't feel safe. Obviously that wasn't going to fly. Just did not like the experience of these. Installing these was a pain. I will throw one caveat in there. This is the slim version of the hover brackets. I think there is a bigger, beefier version, which might be more durable. I don't know what went wrong with these, but bottom line, I don't like them. We'll never use them again. Going back to the hover, so I'll have to pull these brackets out. And luckily I've already got this recess in there that this also fits into. So really all I have to do to modify these is drill the holes that go into the shelf. This bracket will kind of be sitting inside the shelf on the wall. Just a whole lot beefier. Tons of mounting options with all these little holes. Stay tuned for that upgrade soon. So what I just used is D-Limonene. It's food grade solvent. It does not raise the grain, evaporates pretty quick, and it just smells so good. It's just pure orange. I put it in a spray bottle because for years I just dumped it out of the bottle. I used to get this in a big gallon metal can. The price is always up and down. I just buy whatever's cheap and make sure it's pure D-Limonene. I used to dump it on a rag. I just feel like I wasted a lot. So the spray bottle saves a ton. This stuff lasts forever. Make sure you get the chemical tolerant spray bottle. The cheap spray bottles do not last. It gets all the dust off, gets all the dust out of those fine little wood pores, out of the grain. In my mind, it lets the oil get everywhere it needs to get without there being dust between the oil and the wood. I think that's just one of the keys to my fine finish. Gives you a little preview what it's going to look like. It's not the exact color it's going to be when the oil goes on, but it's pretty close. So I'm going to let this evaporate. You can see this part's already started to. Come back maybe like an hour or two. We'll start putting the oil down. Couple finished pieces. Here's that inlay jig. Stunning piece of walnut, quilted maple top parts. Absolutely gorgeous. Magnets to keep the spacer blocks in place. Inlay is actually recessed in there. You got the center finders. Gorgeous jig. Little live edge accent down here. One of my favorites I've ever made. And here is the latest. I call these spine trays. The first time I ever made one of these, the feather actually had a lot of white in it and it looked a lot like a human spine. This one not so much, but just the idea of a spine stuck in my head. So I call these my walnut spine trays. It's just basically the feather crotch. I love taking that section of a slab and just making it into a tray. This is the first time I've actually kept part of the crotch void, just had the handle kind of span it, but that is absolutely gorgeous. Pretty big. These are the big, I believe 11-inch handles. The smaller trays, the ones I've done the most of up until now. I'm leaning towards the bigger ones these days, but the other ones have been more like 10-inch wide, which I think was like a 8-inch handle. This is 13 or 14 inches wide with 11-inch handle. Something about this size just feels right. Big, it's beefy, the JML on the back. This is a closing gift. Got the client's name stamped in that side. And as always, we number them. Well, it's kind of hard to see in that video. 248. This is where I keep track of what number I'm on. You can see I just recently started this. Previously, I was losing track of what number I was on using the notes in my phone, and I found myself accidentally repeating a number on maybe 2 trays or 2 boards. So now I try my best to cross off and kind of keep going to this list. Here's a quick look at the little product tag that goes on all my boards. In the back, got a QR code to the website, got the board number, what the piece is made out of, and a QR code to the board care section of my website. My round handle boards have a little bit more elaborate packaging, which I'll show you at some point, but the handles of these trays don't play well with that design that I've got so far, so tag it is. All right, that's it for now. Next time we'll get the legs put on, get one final look at that desk, and then we'll get on to some other stuff. I appreciate you guys being here. I'll see you next time.